Welcome back to the channel, guys and gals. Today we've got a couple of things that need to get done. Need to get the boat trailer under the boat, which I did get all the holes and stuff patched. As you can see, I did 2-part epoxy on all the holes. I went ahead and did a Marine Tech sealant down this rib all the way down through the bottom. Now I didn't do the most beautiful job. I haven't sanded everything. Had holes that I patched, holes all over the back here. I went ahead and sealed this with 2-part epoxy all the way across this seam at the bottom. I noticed water was coming out of that. You know, I need to sand this up, but right now it'll do. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the trailer back underneath here, get this contraption off of here, get the boat back on the trailer, get it moved out of the driveway, and then after that, it's supposed to rain this afternoon, and I need to get the chickies' coop at least dried in. Look at these babies, 6 weeks old. Look at the size of them. My gosh. Originally we bought this chicken coop, but it's just too small, and honestly they wouldn't go in it. They got so used to what I had sitting in the house that I turn on the light at 8 o'clock at night, they go in. Turn off the light at 6:30 in the morning, they come out. I need to get them used to going in and out of here, and then I'll put an automatic door and set a timer on it. But I got to get this dried in. I got to get this plywood screwed down, get some tar paper on it. This end here is where we're going to put a door right now. I just put the plywood up so they can get in and out. Oh my gosh, did you see that? How high up that baby just jumped? And over on this end, we're going to do their little roosting box for them to lay eggs. Depending on how many females we have, from the looks of it, I believe we have 2 roosters and 4 hens, which is going to be a little difficult because the roosters are going to start tearing up the hens because there's just too many of them in here. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we're going to pull that out, put a platform on it, put it to the side, because if that happens, we're going to need to be able to separate the females from the roosters when that does occur, because it's going to happen. But let me get out here and get the camera set up, and we'll get the trailer underneath the boat first and get it moved. Then we'll get to this. I forgot to hit record as I was jacking it up, but all I pretty much did was take the winch, get the front about the right balance, take the jack up the backside, push the trailer underneath there. Now I've got it hooked to the truck because I needed it hooked to the truck. That way I could take the winch and pull it forward onto the trailer and get it stabilized. Now what I got to do is take the blocks out and carefully bring it out from underneath of this tripod, move the tripod over there to the truck, because that's my next project later on. I'm going to use that to pull the motor out of my green truck. But I need to be careful and pull this thing through and not knock the tripod down, and then we'll move that, so bear with me. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to let this sit where it's at because it's just a little too, it just barely fits on the truck. What I'm gonna have to do is take this brace loose, spread it out a little bit, That way it fits in the truck and I don't scratch the body of it, because it's literally, hang on, I'll show you. It is literally right up against the side of the truck. It's a pretty easy fix. This up here is just, that can be moved. That one can be moved and spread out. That's why I made it longer. That way if I needed to spread it a little bit, it was perfect for the boat, but it just barely fits the truck. So let me get set up, get the boat back up in here in the driveway. Give me a couple minutes, I gotta clean up real quick. And she's on there. Nice cleaned up new trailer. Not new, but got her all spruced up. Got to replace the plywood inside of here. I'm probably going to replace that one, and that one right there, because these are what's loose. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, between the money I spent on fixing the boat, the money I spent on fixing the trailer, and the money I spent on building the chicken coop for the chickens, and then this monstrosity, I'm about broke for a little while. Man, got to go out and make some money, pay some bills. Anyway, let me get back here, get cleaned up. The boat's back up here in place. I'm gonna go ahead and get her battery back in here, get her wired up, get the fuel tank sitting in here, and go ahead and fire it up for this summer. Make sure I don't have any problems with the engine. Still got to clean up inside here. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the chicken coop. That's just pretty much put a few screws in the plywood, get some tar paper on it. That way when it rains tonight, I don't have to worry about them getting wet inside or anything dripping. So give me just a few minutes, let me get this set up, and we'll see if she fires up. All right, tar paper's on the chicken coop, plywood's all screwed down. I'm not gonna go any further today. It's starting to get cloudy and it's supposed to rain here shortly. So let's get back to the boat. This boat hadn't been started in quite some time, and she is cold natured. So I got a automatic choke on here, and there's two of them, and one of them are bad, so might take a minute. Well, we seem to have a failure to communicate with the battery. Let me get the charger out here. With the P-port plugged up. Thought we weren't taking on water, but we are now. She's running. She's peeing. Got a good steady stream. Like I said, it's cold natured. Had to bring out the old Jump Start 5000. Get her jump started. But she's running. Let's see, let's drop it down to idle. There we go. She's idling and she's running on her own. Now, I guess I'm gonna have to get the battery charged up, get this little thing cleaned out and get her back in there. But here hopefully soon, the next week or so, we'll be out on the water and I'll shoot a video. Thanks guys for watching, I appreciate it. Catch you on the next one.